The weather has betrayed me. Hello, I'm Casper KZ, and sports science is just a sizable Skinner box. I have spoken rather often and consistently of things I felt have betrayed me on some level, mostly because they cost money and demonstrated incompetence. But I also feel it essential to explain that when it costs no such sum, that incompetence is what I seek. There is seldom anything more interesting than an auteur given enough rope. Sometimes that auteur possesses enough necessary self-awareness to produce great works, but more often an amateur shoots for the moon and does not land among the stars. Amateur itself is often used as a term of derision, and perhaps rightfully so, but what it means is a person whose passion outreaches their skill. Their eventual product has not been assembled by committee or constructed via cynicism. It is not a reaction to market shares, nor is it often an adaptation of existing works. They wanted to tell this story, and so often what they make is so much worse than corporate commercials for brand awareness, and yet infinitely more valuable. In most mediums, the labor of love must survive the interference of those whose money is being spent, and consequently what emerges may lack some or all of its original integrity. This can be of great benefit to the final product, but not to me. The ego is all I ever want to see in art. It makes the mistake so much more valuable, and obviously amusing. I didn't come here not to be amused. I'm the kind of guy who's glad that Steven Seagal exists, so that I might bear witness to the fruits of the ego of this idiot lunatic. So long as most of us are agreed, of course, that he's a massive dickhead, and we're not taking him seriously, no matter how much he is. The least interesting way to answer the question, why did you do that, is someone made me do it. This is why I enjoy books, theoretically. As a format for art, they have the least potential for interference. It's just an author and a supposed editor. Sometimes it does not seem that there could have possibly been one, but they're busy people too. They don't have time for infinite oversight. There is also no limit but the imagination and the motivation to complete a tome. Nearly anyone can write a book. And so they have. But as a reader, that could cost you anywhere from 8 to 100 hours, whereas the much more consumable film format typically costs less and will also provide you with faces to hold your biological imperatives' attention. Spectacle is all well and good, and I consider the function of art distraction, so the only thing it can actually teach you about is the artist. With the Marvel films, for example, it's often difficult to care what the artists were thinking, because it's probably what you were thinking. Oh no, Spider-Man, you must defeat the evil and charm the girl. An explosion should happen here, I think. Oh, it did. I have been engaged on some level while viewing most of those films, but they're a very different experience from watching The Room, for another example. I did not sit through Tommy Wiseau's swan song thinking to myself, this will sell toys. Here's what they build the theme park out of. Here comes the money shot. Instead, it was just a consistent, what the fuck, Tommy Wiseau? Who the fuck are you? What kind of sad madness bedevils you? Lonely awkwardity, it transpires. And what is gifted to these bizarre auteurs and often idiotic visionaries? Contempt for trying. Their oddity is unappreciated and frankly unwelcome because it cannot be sympathized with. The notion of their potential approval is scoffed at, for someone so devoid of skill does not have the right to tell the story. You take your unpleasant weirdness and bottle it back up inside you, thank you. I have done this, as can be seen in previous reviews. I did this because I thought art was unimportant, and it is. But I also thought my opinion and everyone else's was without consequence. But I no longer wish to discourage anyone. Most people produce art, opinions, and work that is worthy of mocking. I sure as fuck have. There's certainly content on this channel that's really, really bad. But I'm not getting rid of it, because everyone can and should improve. Because everyone's opinion can change. And because everyone should try everything. Because one day we'll all be dead. And then none of us will be able to appreciate the film boss level, which was quite good, actually. Thanks for watching, everybody. Those amongst you who give a fuck about these. Now I'm gonna spruik one of my other things. Get ready to see this footage a lot. Very clever, Pegasus. But can you tell me what pot of greed does? Yeah, fuck. I think you'll find it's actually not how you see it. Oh, no, wait, fuck!
Infinite power.